Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our 2021 Longhorn Council Annual Recognition Event. I'm Joe Woodwell. I'll be your MC for this evening. We're excited to have all of you with us tonight under much more favorable circumstances than we've seen the last 15 or 16 months or so. So we're glad that you're here. We're proud this evening to have Vincent Vu from Troop 497, his younger brother, and another scout from Troop 11 to present the colors and to conduct and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Immediately following our flag presentation by these scouts will be our invocation, which I will be giving. Vincent, it's all yours.
Scouts, attention. Color guard, attention. Color guard, forward march. Color guard, halt. Color guard, prepare to post the colors. Post the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
2. Please join me in the Scout Oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. 2. Color guard reform. Color guard forward march. Color guard halt. Color guard at ease, scouts at ease.
Thank you, Scouts. Thank you, Vincent, who's one of our latest Eagle Scouts, right, Vincent? All right. If you would, please bow your heads and join me as we begin our meeting tonight. Our Father in heaven, we're grateful for this opportunity that we have to come together as adults and volunteers in scouting. We're thankful for the youth whom we serve and for the wonderful, inspired program created for us by Lord Baden-Powell. We're grateful for his vision and indefatigable spirit in bringing this program to fruition all the way from so many over a century ago to today, and we're grateful that we have it to take to our youth today to strengthen them and the rising generation. We're grateful for our council professional staff. We're grateful for our council event volunteers, the Wranglers, and we're grateful for those on the Silver Beaver Committee, those Silver Beaver recipients here tonight, and our many other senior and council level volunteers. We're thankful for this blessing to be able to congregate tonight and ask thee to be with us, that we might be inspired and that our vision might expand and that we might learn and think of new ways in which we can serve and provide this wonderful, unique program to the youth of our community. We humbly pray in thy holy name, amen. Well, thank you again for the presentation of the Color Scouts. We'd like to now turn our attention to the 2021 recognition program. It's really great. I don't say that modestly. It is awesome to have the opportunity to do this in person and to have many of your friends and family join us live online. It's always such a pleasure to see so many great Scouters in one place. To kick off the recognition event, please allow me to introduce our new council commissioner as of 1 week, Angela Smith, who herself is a Silver Beaver and a Silver Antelope recipient, to present our Distinguished Commissioner Awards for 2021. Angela?
It is indeed an honor to be here and to be able to present the Distinguished Commissioner Service Award this year. I have a very able assistant, as of 1 week, the retired Council Commissioner, Ken Gordon. The Commissioner Service Award is the highest recognition that can be given to a commissioner. It recognizes that an individual who is consistently engaged in distinguished and exceptional commissioner service resulting in significant positive impact on youth, units, and a district or council. Commissioners cannot nominate themselves, and a commissioner may receive the award only one time. Because this award is so special and distinctive, we created a process last year to allow anyone to submit nominations. Chair of the committee this year was David Romack, and please join me in thanking Dave and his team for their hard work and leadership. The procedure to determine the honorees is similar to the Silver Beaver Award, and please look in the next upcoming weeks for the new applications on the Longhorn Council website for next year. Our first recipient this evening is Gabe Canizarius. Gabe has been, come on up, Gabe. Gabe has been commissionering for 17 years for the Tonkawa, Topsana, and then now the Orion District. Unit Commissioner he's served as, and he's also served as a Roundtable Commissioner. Come on over. And we thank Gabe very much for his service. Our next recipient is Margaret Canizarius. She's been commissioning for 18 years. Margaret has served in the Tonkawa, Topsana, Frontier Trails, and the Orion districts. She served in the capacity of District Commissioner and Roundtable Commissioner for Cub Scout Roundtable Commissioner. That does not surprise me at all, Margaret. Congratulations. Thank you. Next, we have Bill Lewis. Bill has been a commissioner for 9 years in the Mustang District. He has served in various capacities, but an assistant council commissioner, Cub Roundtable Commissioner, and assistant commissioner. We appreciate your service. Next, we have Ping Mayo. Ping has been commissioning for 14 years in the Roadrunner and now the Pathfinder District. She served as a unit commissioner, and she's also served on staff for the College of Commissioner Science. The last recipient is Ken Gordon. Ken has served 3 years as a commissioner, but boy, did he serve as a commissioner. He was our council commissioner. He was in the Mustang District and also served as district chair, and he is the commissioner-elect for the new territory that we will be in, which is Territory 8. Thank you. All our commissioners give of themselves to help units be successful, and so our scouts can have great experiences, and so that they will make ethical and moral choices over their lifetimes by giving the values of the Scout Oath and Law. The rewards of service are unmatchable, and I encourage every Scouter to take a turn as a commissioner. Tonight we had a great opportunity to recognize some of the best, and my deepest appreciation to them and to all of the commissioners. We can always use unit commissioners, just making that known. I want to take a moment to also thank all of you for your service, dedication, and passion for scouting. The 15 points of the Scout Oath and Law will guide the way in the life and in our society. And now for the next century, because of you. Thank you all very much.
Well, thank you, Angela. That's wonderful, and congratulations to all our distinguished commissioners. The Venturing Leadership Award is given to venturers and venturing advisors who have made exceptional contributions to venturing and who also exemplify the Scout Oath and Scout Law. The Longhorn Council is proud to award these individuals the Council Venturing Leadership Award. This year's recipients are Cole Brown, if you would, come on up. Oh, and Cole Brown is currently serving the nation in the U.S. Navy, so my apologies for missing that little clue. But we can give him a round of applause. Who knows? He may be watching topside. You never know. Our second recipient is Miss Brandy Gantz. Thank you. I'll shake your hand. Congratulations, buddy. Our next recipient is Wayne Haythorne. And I don't think Wayne is here. I don't see him. But congratulations nonetheless, Wayne. We know how devoted you are. Our next recipient is George Covert. And I don't see him either. But congratulations, George. Our next recipient is known as Mr. Program, Jeff Peters. And he is not here either, but congratulations nonetheless, Jeff. Next is Ryan Mitchell. Come on up, Ryan. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
I want to know how you do that beard, man.
It appears. Well, thank you, sir.
Very impressive. Our next recipient is Will Schneider. Come on up, Will. Is he here?
Not here.
Up. Gotcha. I think this next recipient is Jonah May. Come on up. Congratulations. Cool sneakers too. Thank you, Jonah. Good job. Nice shoes. And our last recipient is Jonathan Wood. And I'm sorry? He's working. Okay, thank you. Well, for all of our venturing recipients, leadership recipients, we thank you for your leadership in the Venturing Officers Association. If you would like to be part of the Venturing Officers Association, or VOA as we call it, they're currently looking for next year's officers. If you're interested, please reach out and find our post on the Longhorn Council Facebook page for more contact information. We'd now like to recognize some of our Scouters actively involved in our Catholic Committee on Scouting. Here to present the Bronze Pelican Award is the National Catholic Committee Chairman-elect on Scouting, John Anthony.
I'd like to thank the Longhorn Council for giving us this opportunity to present our Bronze Pelicans. Give you a brief history of the Bronze Pelican. It was started in 1944 at the Archdiocese of New York. If you ever go to St. Patrick's Cathedral and you go to their major sanctuary, on the floor there's an etching of a bronze pelican dripping blood into the mouths of his babies. This signifies Jesus dying for us. Our first recipient is at home. Hi, Jim. Who is sick, but he has also just been elected our new chairperson for the Diocese of Fort Worth. So I'm sure Jim will be hitting some of our fellow Catholics to get involved. Our first recipient is Gray Strickland. Close, but no cigar.
You good?
There, he's coming back. Good job. And we have Thomas Kistner, who's also in charge of our website. So if you ever go onto our website and our Facebook page, you know whose responsibility that is. Thank you, sir. our last recipient is Yolanda Johnson. The Bronze Pelican is a local diocese award, so the local diocese determine the requirements. I'm sorry, go ahead. The requirements for the award. So they vary with different dioceses. That was just FYI. Thank you again.
Thank you, John. We're so excited to have the Catholic Committee on Scouting active in the Longhorn Council and are really grateful for all your work and your team's work. It's my pleasure this evening to declare a National Court of Honor open for the purposes of presenting the Silver Beaver Award to several dedicated Scouters of the Longhorn Council. I'd like to invite our President-elect, Greg Thomas, our immediate past counselor, Ken Gordon, and Council Commissioner Angela Smith, as well as Longhorn Council Scout Executive Wendy Shaw, to come forward to help present the Silver Beaver Awards. And we're all here almost. Excellent. I have to do this. The Silver Beaver Award is presented by the National Council upon recommendation of a local council for outstanding service to youth and the community by a registered Scouter. This isn't something you just nominate yourself for. There are self-nominating awards in the BSA. This ain't one of them. Our council has been presenting or giving this award since its inception in 1931. The Silver Beaver Award cannot be earned, but it is instead recognition for volunteer service rendered without expectation of reward and at a super high level of quality or excellence. The Silver Beaver Award is the highest honor a council can bestow. This evening we have the privilege of awarding 11 Silver Beaver Awards. Would the Silver Beaver recipients please follow your wrangler and come forward as your name is called? Our first recipient tonight is Steve Bate.
My name is Stephen Bate. And for Troop 554G, I am the crew advisor for Venturing Crew 554, and I serve as the district commissioner for the Trinity Trails District. I became involved in scouting as a youth. I joined Cub Scouting when I was in second grade, I think. My mom was the den leader. I moved on up to Boy Scouts and earned the rank of Eagle, joined a couple of Explorer posts and participated in canoe racing activities and high adventure through those. When my son was old enough, he joined Cub Scouting and I became involved as an adult leader. And I have served my troop in my district almost 20 years now. So my favorite scouting memory has to be sunrise on top of the Tooth of Time at Philmont. We spent the wee hours of the morning climbing up in the dark, and once we got to the top and we were able to relax and watch the sun come up, all as a crew, that was awesome. So that has to be my favorite memory.
Steve Bate. Our next recipient is William Farmer.
I'm Bill Farmer, Batman. My nickname came from a troop of scouts with very special abilities 20 years ago and has been with me all this time. Currently, I am the District Commissioner for Brazos Valley, the Acting Roundtable Commissioner, and the Longhorn Council Nova Supernova Chair. I'm also an Assistant District Commissioner and Charter Organization Rep for Circle 10 Council. Scouting became a part of my life in 1959 when a one-armed old native Indian scoutmaster who lived a few doors down from my family, who spoke very few words and had this metal claw that made clicking sounds when he moved it, introduced me to Cub Scouts. He showed me how to build a fire in the rain when I was only 5 and make donuts over an open fire. I was so taken by the outdoors and the smell of campfires and cinnamon donuts cooking, the night stars, and Cub Scout uniform that I was hooked that day. I lived scouting every day and wore my uniform to elementary school. My show and tell was often a tent or a pocket knife, and once that old one-armed Indian. My scout memories are all my favorites, but among the top is mentoring an extremely disabled scout who made Eagle, and then having him ask me to cut the first piece of his Eagle cake during the Court of Honor. Nothing beats that.
Okay. William Farmer. Our next recipient is Brandy Gantz.
My name is Brandy Gans, and I am currently serving as the Family Scouting Chair for Longhorn Council. I became involved in scouting about 15 years ago as a young mom. I really just wanted an opportunity to make some adult friends, and the kids could hang out on the side and have people that had the same values that we did, and scouting was the perfect opportunity. As the years went on, became more and more involved in scouting, from being a crew advisor and venturing with my daughter, and troop committee chair with my son, and getting to go on adventures has been the best part. My favorite scouting memory, that's pretty hard to decide. There's so many. The one that probably stands out the most, though, was the summer that both kids staffed at Worth Ranch and picking them up from summer camp and seeing the connection that they had to each other. And that connection never ended. They giggled and talked the whole way home and went back and served several summers together at Worth Ranch, and just being able to see the memories that they made is a memory in itself for me.
Brandy Gantz. Our next recipient is Sai Gotumkala. Sai.
My name is Sai Kutumakala, and I got involved with the scouting when My name is Sai Kutumakala, and I got involved with the scouting when my son was a first grader. I went to the pack booth that was there at the Meet the Parents event, and asked the gentleman there how I can join, and then the next thing is we went to the PAC meeting, and I submitted my application. I would like to help you. The next thing I knew was I was the den leader for my sons in the PAC. Then with that, my scouting journey started. Right now, I am currently ASM for Troop 326. I am still involved with training the adults by staffing at Woodbadge and Powderhorn. My favorite memory is when I see the kid with that aha moment saying, I got this. That is my favorite moment. This scouting journey gave me so many memories and things that are countless. One of the best memory that I remember is at Northern Tier. We canoed for a long time. Then we camped in an island. The sun was setting and we set up everything, and I was just sitting, laying back, my back on a tree and just watching the sunset. That was memorable and I cannot forget for the life of me.
Saiga Tumkala. Our next Silver Beaver recipient is Donovan McNeil.
My name is Donovan McNeil. I'm currently the Scoutmaster of Troop 497 in Waco, Texas, chartered by Baylor University. I am also a member of the Scout Book User Advisory Council. How I became involved in scouting was, number one, as a youth, because I was registered by my parents. And then, like many of us, as an adult, I became involved in scouting when my scout joined. It took some time for me to take or accept a leadership position, but since that time, it has been a major part of my life. One of my fondest scouting memories is from my youth, growing up along the coast in South Texas. One fall, my troop took a camping trip to Lost Maple State Park. And we had never seen fall colors among palm leaves. But the maples and the reds and the browns and the golden leaves, it just amazed us. And we just went on hikes just with our heads looking up at the sky, just not thinking we had ever seen anything like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Donovan McNeil. Our next recipient is Jason Puryear.
My name is Dwayne Jason Puryear II. My current position is PAC 435 committee, and I'm also Troop 351B and G committee chair. Funny story is the way I got involved in scouting was my wife. She reached out to Longhorn Council and she found the closest unit in our area, and she showed up, didn't tell me where we were going, and signed up my son and signed me up too. And ever since then, I've been involved in scouting. My favorite scouting memory would be the one time we showed up at Sid Richardson Scout Ranch, and the ranger was going over the rules and regulations for the camp, and he asked the senior patrol leader, do you know how you can always tell if something is good or bad, or if you're in a situation out here, whether what you should do? And he said, run it past the 12, the scout law. If you run anything that you do in life past the 12, scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. If you run it past all of those, in all honesty, you'll be in great shape. And that's one of my favorite scouting memories.
Jason Puryear. Our next recipient is Chris Sturmer.
My name is Chris Sturmer. I'm an assistant scoutmaster for Troop 140 in Denton, Texas, and the current committee chair for Longhorn Council's National Youth Leadership Training Program, Twin Arrows. As an adult, I was reintroduced to scouting in 2010 when my oldest son was recruited by another Cub Scout. I don't think I could select just one favorite scouting memory, there's just too many, but they all can be summarized simply: scouting with friends and family.
Chris Sturmer, everyone. Our next recipient is Joyce Tilgis.
My name is Joyce Tilgis, and I currently serve as Committee Vice Chair for Pathfinder District, as well as a Unit Commissioner, Merit Badge Counselor, Eagle Coach and Mentor, and I also serve as a Longhorn Council Certified Trainer. How did I become involved in scouting? Although our son David joined Cub Scouts in 2000, we also had two much younger boys, and for this reason it was really not until 2010 that I became involved in scouting as an adult leader when our son's pack needed a blue and gold banquet chair. At the time I felt that I needed to limit my involvement because our youngest son was still too young to join the pack, but it was the perfect position for my background, skills, and experience, and because the role was limited and seasonal, it worked out great for our family. I enjoyed serving in that capacity and continued to serve in it for 5 years. That's how I got started in scouting. I have so many great memories of my scouting experiences over the years. It really is difficult to pinpoint the best of them. I can say that one of my favorite memories is from the first summer camp I spent with our son's troop at Camp Pioneer in Arkansas. The local Order of the Arrow Lodge had a phenomenal call-out ceremony, which included a flaming arrow being shot across the river by an OA member in a canoe. That was a sight to behold. Following the OA leaders to the actual call-out portion of the ceremony in a very large natural outdoor arena, we walked down a path lined with scouts in regalia standing as sentries, and one of our sons served as a sentry. That was so wonderful to see. After the ceremony and after taps, we could see the night light up with countless fireflies, which was a wonderful way to cap off an incredibly special evening at summer camp. I'm so grateful for that memory.
Joyce Tilgis, thank you. Our next recipient is Angela Vu. Yeah, go.
My name is Angela Vu. My current position in scouting is council activities chair, but of course I'm a mom. So I'm also with Troop 11 and Crew 6872 to support my kids. We became involved in scouting back when my son was a second grader. And so when he was a wolf age, we signed him up. And I said, you know what, go ahead, and told my husband, go ahead and just put me on the committee. I'll do advancement or treasure or something simple. And I ended up being committee chair and a den leader and a couple of other things. So it just kind of rolled downhill from there. And then somebody said, go to a district meeting. And somebody said, go do wood badge. And somebody said, go do this. And I just kept saying, okay. And then here we are now. My favorite scouting moments, oh my gosh, there's so many. Okay, so there's one where there's this huge rainstorm coming through, and it was the district weeblery, and the troop my oldest son was in had volunteered to feed the volunteers. So it's raining, they're trying to do KP, and they just start singing. They just started singing different camp songs, and next thing you know, you hear voices coming from the tents over here, and then you hear voices coming from the tents over here, and then somehow in that field with that thunderstorm.
Angela Vu. Our next recipient is Scott Wheely.
My name is Scott Wheely. I'm the immediate past Vice President of Legal for the Longhorn Council. Currently, I serve as outside counsel, advising Longhorn Council on various litigation matters. I first became involved in Boy Scouts when my son joined PAC 350 at Arbor Lawn Methodist Church in Fort Worth. My favorite scouting memory is camping with my son while he was a Cub Scout. Attending campouts at Sid Richardson or at Worth Ranch was always a very enjoyable experience with my son. It was just he and I out in nature, along with his friends and other parents who thought that the values of scouting were something worth instilling in their sons. The activities at the campouts were always very entertaining, but most importantly, the values of scouting were at all times inculcated into the boys, and that was a very refreshing sight to see. They were very good bonding experiences, and I look back very fondly upon them.
Scott Wheely, congratulations. Our final recipient of the evening is Jason Wright.
My name is Jason Wright, and I am the chairman of the Aquatic School Committee, and I'm also serving as the vice president of Outdoor Program. I remember getting a flyer in 2nd or 3rd grade about something called Cub Scouts, and I took that home and told my parents I wanted to do it, and it wasn't until my friend Alan's dad, Dwayne, stepped up to be our den leader that I really experienced scouting. It was Dwayne's decision to shuttle 7 kids all over the place. We kind of did our own Cub Scout program, and it was amazing, and it allowed me to really get excited about scouting. When I think about my favorite memory, that question is too big to answer one memory. My scouting career has been very unique and personally challenging, and I can think of, my first camp out as a Boy Scout. It was at Sid Richardson, and it rained the whole weekend, and everything got soaked, and the unit leaders had to go in and dry off clothes, and then that got soaked again. And for some people, that might have been their last camp out or their last experience, but I loved it, and I don't think I missed a camp out for more than 5 years. My room at my home is covered with pictures from my time at Worth Ranch. There was just nothing like spending 7 weeks every summer out there. There was no internet, no cell phones. It was incredible. Hanging out in the swamp while a storm was coming across the peanut field, singing songs, holding the Worth Ranch brand, or lighting the brand on Friday night were all amazing experiences. All that to say, I think the most impactful memory or lesson scouting has taught me is about loyalty. A scout is loyal, and scouting has provided me with the most loyal and trustworthy friends of my life. We met as kids, and I've experienced the ups and downs of life, but we did it all together and supported each other along the way. I would have to say that these friendships are my favorite memory and most treasured experience of my scouting career.
Jason Wright, everyone. At this time, I'd like to excuse our Council Key 3 and invite Wendy Shaw, our Council Executive, Scout Executive, to come share some comments and remarks.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Greg, you're going to join me too, because we've got some recognition to do. We, as everybody knows, last year messed up our plans, and we're still playing catch up with some of that. So we would like to call Michael Kaywood to come forward. Oh, I'm sorry. Change of plans. Ken Gordon, please come up first. Please come up first. We'll figure this out. All right.
I'm spending an awful lot of time.
You are front and center as always, Ken. We, as was announced earlier, Angela was just selected as our brand new council commissioner as of last week. And what that means, though, is that we are not saying goodbye, but we are thanking you with our deepest appreciation, Ken, for your service as council commissioner. It was truly extraordinary. Thank you. So, thank you. All right, now we're going to do the makeup from last year, and that recognition is Michael Kaywood. So Michael, come on up. So Michael, if you don't know, is our past council president, and he handed over the reins to Jim Greer last April, a year ago. Since this didn't happen a year ago, we have had this wonderful piece of recognition that is long overdue in thanking Michael for his service as our council president, and we are deeply grateful for that. So thank you, Michael. And he's not going to go anywhere because, like his recognition as council president, we have another piece of recognition that is long overdue, and we are very grateful for this opportunity to properly present. And if I could have the scouts come forward. Yeah, come on, guys. You guys are doing such a great job. Let's give our little helpers a big hand. Aren't they awesome? You guys have done a phenomenal job tonight, but we are here to recognize Michael with the Outstanding Eagle Scout Award. And these are not insignificant. And there's a bit of bling there too. I don't know if we can get a good camera shot there on the bling, but we've got a pin and a ribbon.
Eagle badge. Your knot.
Oh, we've got a pin for the knot.
This is for your
Okay.
suit. If you ever wear a suit again now that you're retired. Yep.
And a medallion. So very well deserved. Congratulations, Michael. Now you're good. Now you can go. But I'm not going to let Greg go. He's going to.
Thanks, Wendy.
No problem.
I didn't know until recently I was be filling in for Jim Greer, who's our current council president. So I guess this is practice for next time. So.
Yeah, exactly. When you officially take over as council president next January.
Yes. So looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Well, Wendy, we've had a lot of things happening this year. Can you tell us what's going on with our council?
Oh my goodness, there is absolutely a lot going on, and one of the highlights is absolutely tonight. We haven't been able to gather in person very much, certainly large groups, and even though this isn't everybody who would want to be here, but we thank you, those of you who are viewing tonight, and we thank those who are with us tonight in person. But it is such a joy to actually have people together and gathering, because that's what scouting is about. So yay, that's a beautiful thing. But we've got a few other things going on as well, and the bankruptcy continues to be an issue and a distraction, and lots of media news about that. But I want to reassure everybody that we have an outstanding committee of board members who are meeting regularly to stay up to date, work to address that, and make sure that we come out, Longhorn Council comes out of that even stronger. So on behalf of them, I want to reassure you that Longhorn Council is going to be even better than ever. So, but we've got summer camp coming up. Again, another change from last year where there was no summer camp. We're excited to have summer camp again this summer at Worth Ranch, and we're looking forward to a great fall and a full full rest of the year of activities. So there's a lot going on in Longhorn Council.
That sounds great. What do you think our emphasis next year should be on?
Oh, absolutely. You know, COVID has had lots of challenges for us, but membership is certainly the biggest one. And we need absolutely everybody to work alongside us and grow our membership again, because we usually do a phenomenal job of inviting new families to join. And again, with the challenges of COVID, that just didn't happen last year. So having the impact of scouting reach more young people and more families is more important than ever, and we need to make sure that we are sending out those invitations. So we're counting on everyone to lend a hand with that.
Thanks, Wendy. And I think one of the things that we want to look at is tonight is really about the volunteers who make this work. Because if you look at the folks that work here in the council, there's not a big number of them, but it takes all of you guys to make this council run and this program run. So thank you very much.
Yes, absolutely. And we would be remiss if we did not thank some of those key folks that made tonight happen. So a special thanks to Walker Wilson, who is the chair of the Silver Beaver Committee. We want to thank Mark Johnson, who's the event chair and did a great job again tonight, making sure that tonight happened. And the staff partner for this event, Ryan Hecker, very involved. And big thanks to all of our wranglers. Man, what they do behind the scenes is absolutely phenomenal. And then last but not least, our wonderful MC, Joe, thank you for your efforts tonight. But we have even another group of people behind the scenes that are making all this wonderful technology happening. So a big thanks to our AV guys for what they're doing. And Greg, I know you want to join me in congratulating all of our honorees tonight. What an amazing group of volunteers with all the different recognition that happened tonight. Thank you for what you're doing for the youth of Longhorn Council.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for your patience, and thank you for rolling with the flow and enabling us to try out a new venue. This is obviously not the Fort Worth or the convention center there in Amon Carter there in Fort Worth, but it's a great place. We've made it work, and we're really, really grateful for the flexibility, the imagination that was applied to make this happen. I want to kind of close with a couple of remarks, and that is, I wonder how many of us really, truly appreciate the value of scouting. To put things into perspective, you may not know this, but there's a special committee of 60 economists, including several Nobel laureate economists, that form the Copenhagen Consortium. What's their job? Their job is to figure out and their job was to figure out and determine a model that evaluates the value and the impact of various spending programs by the United Nations. $1.50 in one, per person in one country may be a totally different impact of $1.50 on another person in another country. So they wanted to come up with a model to rank order these programs and their value. And it gave me thought as I was learning about this week. What's the value of scouting? How do we rank order scouting compared to, say, baseball or soccer? And some of you may not like that. And I played a bunch of sports, baseball, football, ran track and lettered in track and cross country in high school. I know these things are really, really valuable, but there was nothing that could remind me in a private moment, a scout is clean. So what's the value of scouting? What's its real impact? I haven't qualified it yet using the Copenhagen model, but we do things that really do impact youth and that have an effect that is far more valuable than almost any other social welfare program or social program offered by the United Nations. How do we do it? We do it in two key ways: by teaching youth and even adults how to live a meaningful life. Do a good turn daily. How many boards of review have we sat in where we ask a scout in an Eagle Board of Review, what have you done today? I don't know. Well, no problem. You still have time. It's 9 o'clock. We teach them, carry a load. Carry the heaviest possible load you can. We teach them to be brave. A scout is brave. The 10th law. We don't help our youth, girls or boys, young men or young women, by teaching them to be less afraid. We teach them to embrace life more courageously. How many of you yourselves or youth in your programs were afraid to put on that climbing harness and get down the tower at Sid or off a rock face, or to camp in a raging thunder and lightning storm out at Sid? We've all been there, we've done it, and we survived, and nobody melted, hopefully. Thankfully, we tell these young boys and girls, go out into the world and take care of yourself, and if you run into a problem, come get us. That's what we do. Nobody else does that in the world except scouting. So I wanted to just conclude with that tonight. Forgive me for being a little bit passionate if I am, but we have scouts that do amazing things. They're heroes, literally, figuratively. We have a tradition of recognizing them at this event and presenting them with medallions or medals for heroism, medals of merit, because of the great and wonderful things that they do. We present them Eagle Scout Awards and many other ranks, merit badges and NYLT awards and, man, venturing awards like we've done tonight, and many other things, other recognitions. But there is no other program on the earth, and I wish I could shake everybody and shake other people and just let them know how blessed we are to have this program to strengthen not just our kids, but the kids of others that we have yet to meet, because it does add value, and it does change lives, and it does do a tremendous amount of good, more than we can really measure. And I want to leave you that as our closing remark tonight. Now, if you would, we're not going to circle up, but if you would please stand up and follow me in the Scout benediction. If you have a loved one next to you, you can kind of cross over and hold hands like this, right? And repeat after me. And now, may the great master of all scouts be with us till we meet again. May we run the race, Scout's pace, up the trail that leads to him. Good night, Scouts. Yeah. Now we formally have to close out with the retrieval of the flag and the colors. So I'd like to invite Vincent Vu again from Troop 497, his brother, and our young scout, I want to say Josh. It's not Josh. Yes, come on up from Troop 11 if you would. I'll turn the time over to you, Vincent. Thank you. Oh, yep. One last thing before I forget. Some of you will be wondering, where can I find pictures and where can I find video of this wonderful event? And I wanted to let you know that you can look for our Facebook online, Silver Beaver Recognition. I want to give a special thank you to Victor Rivera for putting all of this together and making these available online. Again, thank you, Victor Rivera, and thank you all the staff for this event tonight. Now you, Vincent.
Scouts, attention. Color guard, pick up the post colors. Color guard, reform. Color guard, forward, march. Color guard, halt. Color guard at ease. Scouts at ease.
Thank you.